Good evening, internet, or morning, or afternoon, depending on when you're watching this or where you're from. My name is Michael Hamm, and this is Michael Hamm Does Stuff, the show where Michael Hamm, that's me, does stuff, and if you're lucky, things. On today's show, we're doing stuff. I don't know if I did the hand thing the right way. Okay, do it again. Maybe we just cover our bases. So what is cosplay? Well, okay. That's sort of different depending on who you ask. Cosplay means different things to different people. For me, it's simply just putting on a costume. Some people think you need to act like the character for it to be cosplay. Some people think you need to go to conventions for it to be cosplay. Some people think you need to make the costumes yourself for it to be cosplay. But honestly, I just feel that putting on a costume is cosplay. Now, it gets a little bit wishy-washy when you talk about Halloween and like, is everyone who's dressed up for Halloween doing cosplay? Well, no. I don't think so. I think in addition to putting on a costume, it's a mentality. If you don't know what cosplay is, then you're probably not cosplaying. Essentially, I feel that anyone can be a cosplayer. If you wear a costume and you want to call yourself a cosplayer, or you want to say that you're doing cosplay, then you're a cosplayer. You don't have to go to conventions. You could just do photo shoots in costumes. You don't have to do photo shoots. You could just walk around your house in a costume. You don't gotta do any goddamn thing you don't want to do. If you want to be a cosplayer, you are a cosplayer. It has taken me years to gain the courage to even call myself a cosplayer. You know, I've sort of come to terms with cosplayers just being anyone who wants to do it. And cosplay is mostly about having fun, so like, fuck the haters. As for what cosplay means to me, it's difficult to explain. There's a lot of good that comes from cosplay, but there's also a lot of bad that comes from cosplay. There's a lot of support from people, but there's a lot of people who try to tear you down as well, sort of judge you. And if they do, well, fuck them, like whatever. Because in the end, I honestly feel that the pros heavily outweigh any of the cons. If you're treating it the way it should be treated. Here are my top 5 rules for cosplay. Rule 1, fuck the haters. Yeah, it's cliche, but like, it really cuts the shit and just gets to the point. Rule number 2, do it because you love it. Don't do cosplay for the fame or because other people want you to cosplay. Cosplay for you. Rule number 3 is one that maybe just goes for me, but never let cosplay stress you out. If you ever feel stressed or down because of a costume you're working on, just stop. Honestly, in my experience, what I found is that the stress you go through just isn't worth the end result. I've gone to conventions without costumes because I'd rather have fun at the convention than miss 2 days finishing my costume. There's a fun level of being stressed out, and then there's a level that's just not good for your mental health. And if there's one thing I've learned through cosplay, focus on your mental health. Rule number 4, cosplay whatever you want for whatever reason you want. I tend to tell people that they should cosplay characters that they love because if you're passionate about a character, you're more likely to put effort into it. Your result's gonna be better. You're gonna enjoy being in character. You're gonna feel proud walking around. You're gonna be able to answer questions about the character. But at the same time, if a group of your friends are cosplaying from a game you don't know about and you wanna be a part of that group, just do it. There is no shame in cosplaying a character you are unfamiliar with, and don't ever let anyone tell you any different. I cosplayed as James Vega from Mass Effect 3 before I had ever played a Mass Effect game, and you know what that did for me? That made me play the Mass Effect games. Christ, I cosplayed Nightwing before I had ever read a comic with Nightwing in it. Yeah, I knew who Nightwing was. I knew Dick Grayson turned into Nightwing, you know, I had read the Wikipedia page, I had seen art, I had seen this, I had seen that, but I had never really taken the time to read a Nightwing comic book. I knew him from the cartoons. And then after cosplaying as Nightwing, I picked up every volume of the New 52 and fell in love with Nightwing. That's why I always say that you should cosplay whatever you want, for whatever reason you want, whenever you want, however you want. Because yeah, you may not be familiar with the material, but in the end, you're probably gonna find a new fandom, or a new favorite character, or a new something, anything. And I think that's pretty awesome.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop fucking lying.
If anybody out there is looking to get into cosplay, I highly encourage it. Despite what you hear online, The community is incredibly welcoming. The more people who cosplay, the more well-known it becomes. The more well-known it becomes, the less weird we feel that we're dressing up in costumes and explaining to our parents that cosplay isn't a sex thing. So please, more people cosplay. I am tired of uncomfortable dinners with my family. Make cosplay a well-known thing so that when my parents type in Michael Hamm, it's more cosplay and less this. I mean, I like this. Don't get me wrong. Anyway, I just wanted to sort of make this video to let you know what cosplay meant to me, but it's important to me that you guys sort of get to know who I am and where I'm coming from, and hopefully you weren't too bored. I will see you guys around, and we'll get some more videos out soon, and hopefully Michael Hamm will do a thing rather than stuff. But we'll see. Okay, something about an outro. Catchy line. Catchy one-liner.